This is the Horify Max, and this stove could kill you. So this isn't exactly a video that I wanted to make. If you haven't seen yet, Lone Wolf 902 had a bad experience with his Horify Max, causing his tent to get filled with smoke while he wasn't there. Nobody was in the tent, thank God. But the fire from the stove went up into the hopper and caused his tent to be filled with smoke while he wasn't there. For 3 years now, I've been using pellet stoves, and I've been preaching safety. Remy, go away. It's too smoky for you. Go away, bud. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go get your toy. Go get your toy. For 3 years, I've been using pellet stoves. For 3 years, I've been preaching safety with them. Always have a smoke detector. Always have a carbon monoxide detector, because you never know what's going to happen. I've had many experiences where the fire went up into the hopper and caused smoke to come out of the hopper. I haven't had something as bad as him because I've never left my stove unattended, so I was always there to catch it and correct the problem before it got out of hand. But unfortunately, he wasn't. And because he had a bad experience, and I've also seen a lot of people just on Facebook, and a few people comment on my videos, that they've had bad experiences with their pellet stoves as well, I can no longer endorse these pellet stoves for use inside of your tents. That does not mean I'm gonna stop using them. I love pellet stoves. It's a consistent heat that's easy to get going. You bring the pellets with you. You don't have to find firewood. It's just very convenient for hot tenting when you're going out for the weekend. So I'm not gonna stop using them. But I don't think anybody else should buy one if you don't feel comfortable with them. If you have purchased a Horify or Horify Max, on my recommendation, I understand if you're not going to use it anymore. But there's a few things that you can do to make sure that you're safe inside of your hot tent. Number one, always run it on high when you're sleeping. You should probably always run it on high when you're awake too. But if you run it on low while you're awake, you can at least monitor it and make sure nothing's happening while you're there with it, right? Number two, always keep the burn grate clean. I've preached this for 2 years now. I figured out 2 years ago that this is the main problem with your pellet stoves. After a few burns, the characteristics of the stainless steel change, in my opinion, and then carbon starts to build up on it after a hopper full of pellets burned through it. So you got to keep this clean. The easiest way is with a tent stake, because most of the time you have one of those on you. I love using a flathead screwdriver because it works great. You come in through the air, you come in through the lighting port on this side, and you clean out all these grates. You make sure all that carbon gets out of there. This is especially important when you're going to sleep. If you plan on using this while you're sleeping, always make sure that this grate is clean. I don't care how many hours of burn time you get out of the hopper, wake up every 4 to 5 hours and check this. Not even check it. Get out of bed and clean this out, especially if you're sleeping. Every 4 to 5 hours, clean this grate out. And I don't just say that about the Horify and Horify Max. I've been using the butterfly with the pellet stove attachment. That has a burn grate too. You got to keep that clean as well. If you've ever used a pellet stove inside of a house, when I purchased my home, I had 2 pellet stoves in it. You got to clean those out too. Every day you got to clean that burn pot out. It's just part of having a pellet stove. You need to keep this clean. This burn pot needs to keep clean. Now, Green Stove has put a couple warnings on their website. If you're gonna sleep with it, make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector. I'll link a video down in the description of a smoke detector versus carbon monoxide detector in a smoke out scenario in your hot tent. The results of that test are crazy, so go check that video out, guys. Number 3, add more pipe to make sure you have a good draft. Now, I watched Jeremy's video, Lone Wolf's video. The biggest problem I saw in his video was that he dampened down the stovepipe, and then he blocked off the hopper. I'm not gonna assume what happened, but in my testing, when I block off that stovepipe, carbon builds up in this grate much faster than when you have it wide open and you have so much air and flames hitting those pellets, getting the ash out of the way and burning the pellets completely. But I have thousands of hours in testing pellet stoves in my hot tent and at home. And I'm thousands upon thousands of hours of testing pellet stoves. And I've been using them for 3 years now, guys. I've been using pellet stoves in my hot tent for 3 years now. Have I had problems in the middle of the night? Absolutely. But I figured out what those problems were, and I've corrected them, and I haven't had problems since. And those were the main things that you guys need to consider if you're running a pellet stove inside of your hot tent. If you guys haven't seen Lone Wolf's video yet, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Go check that out. It's pretty darn scary. All of his gear seems like it's almost ruined. All of it has tar all over it. It's pretty messed up. But like I said, if you guys bought a Hori 5 or a Hori 5 Max, on my recommendation, sometimes shit can get scary. But I'm gonna keep using them. It's just not, it's not beginner friendly. It's definitely not beginner friendly. You're not gonna take this out in the woods first day and run it just fine. So I don't suggest doing that. Thanks a lot for watching this messed up pellet stove adventure. See you guys next week. I'm really sorry guys, but Hori 5 Max, Lone Wolf doesn't like it. That's how I made the smoke. Suckers. YouTube magic. I'd also like to add, every wood stove or pellet stove inside of a hot tent has its own risks. If you dampen down a stove too much and it's really cold outside, you're gonna get a backdraft. You're gonna get carbon monoxide coming out of that door because they're not sealed properly because it's a wood stove for a hot tent. There's so many factors that are bad with hot tenting. Have a carbon monoxide detector, have a smoke detector. They can save your life.